Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. A 63-year-old man from the Prince Albert area has died following a crash in a construction zone. RCMP say at about 3 o'clock yesterday morning, a minivan traveling along Highway 12 hit a safety barrier on the Petrovka Bridge before slamming into a heavy equipment vehicle. The driver and only person in the minivan was declared dead at the scene. Highway 12 was closed for several hours while emergency crews were at the scene. As of today at 7:30, RCMP say 74 people have now died this year in 61 crashes. The sentencing of the L'Orange man on trial for starting the Ditch 2 wildfire has been pushed back another 2 weeks. Jason Halkett pleaded guilty to arson for setting the Ditch 2 wildfire last year that burned more than 200,000 hectares of forest. The Crown says defense requested an adjournment due to reports that had been requested but were not prepared for today's date. The sentencing date is now scheduled for September 3rd in Montreal Lake. Prince Albert police are investigating a serious assault that took place on Tuesday night. Officers were called to an alley in the 1400 block between 14th and 15th Street West a little before midnight Tuesday for reports of an injured person. Police found a 42-year-old man suffering from serious injuries who was taken to hospital and is still there. Anyone who was in the area at the time of the incident or may have heard or seen something suspicious is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. RCMP are looking for a woman who was charged with manslaughter in the death of a man in Sandy Bay who might be in the Prince Albert area. On Sunday morning, just after 4:30, officers were called to a home in Sandy Bay for an injured man. They arrived to find 19-year-old Sylvano Grenier dead. RCMP have issued an arrest warrant for 23-year-old Chastity Charolette Rose Clark. In addition to Prince Albert, she also has connections to Pelican Narrows, Sandy Bay, and South End. Anyone who knows where Chastity Clark may be is advised not to approach her and instead contact RCMP. Investigators are also looking for home security footage in an area that may have suspicious activity between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on Sunday, and they are encouraged to come forward. All right, we're getting closer to that rainy day, Jeff, and it's still just one rainy day, right?
Well, right now it's still one rainy day, but there might be a little rain at night, but that one rainy day is still in the forecast. It comes with the showers and a chance of a thunderstorm, and that's true tonight as well. Possibility of some showers, risk of a thunderstorm in the Prince Albert area, possibility of some fog patches developing. And it's all due in part and parcel with this system that's sort of sliding through Saskatchewan. It's not a huge system. It doesn't have a huge wingspan, but it does have the ability to, drop a little bit of rain here and there as it makes its way through the province. That bigger storm, that's coming up next week, and we'll talk about that later on.
The province says the number of new homes starting construction are on track to meet or exceed last year's total. Finance Minister Jim Ryder says more than 6,000 new homes started construction last year, up 42% from 2024. Ryder says that was the highest growth rate among all provinces and the highest level seen in Saskatchewan since 2014. He says the pace of construction this year suggests that number could be matched or exceeded. He also says more rental units are becoming available, with nearly 1,900 new rental and construction starts so far this year, putting the province on pace to surpass last year's record.
Well, we can't take credit for the number of new homes being constructed and the number of rentals coming online. This is driven by the private sector. I can tell you that the role of government is definitely to put policies in place that support the right conditions for growth and affordability.
Home builders have previously called for PST to be removed from new construction. Asked if the province would consider it, Ryder says taxation is a balancing act and taxes are reviewed during the budget process. Provincial and federal leaders were in Saskatoon to celebrate a milestone with the Elizabeth Fry Society. Today, the province partnered with the Elizabeth Fry Society, cut the ribbon on 11 new supportive housing units in Saskatoon. The units are designed for women involved in the justice system that might be facing incarceration or homelessness. The one-bedroom units will provide stable housing to access and to supports. The federal government contributed more than $70,000 for construction costs and more than $335,000 for wraparound supports. The Ministry of Social Services is putting in more than $1 million, and the Ministry of Community Safety has contributed $918,000 over 2 years to support reintegration services for female offenders.
Our top priority of our program is working towards healing that inner child. And we do that by creating individualized healing plans for our women, and most of those healing plans wrapping around family reunification. This is a beautiful component of our new apartment building, where we will get to witness reunification happen and welcome children to live in the building with their mums.
The Elizabeth Fry Society also operates a 10-bed transitional house in Saskatoon. CUPE healthcare workers lined up at the front of the Pasqua Hospital in Regina this afternoon, still without a new contract.
No! Fair wages! No!
The union says they have CCAs walking across hospitals and long-term care facilities with wages $4 below any province in Canada. Members of CUPE 5430 say they have not had a raise since April 1st, 2022.
Our members have been patient. We've gone through the cost of living crisis during COVID. People used to call healthcare workers heroes. Once that was done, we were tossed out by both the employer and this government. They continue to tell us that we should be patient, and we have been extremely patient. But our patience is run, we have now into a wall. We cannot. We need an immediate conclusion to this round of bargaining. If it is not, we will take the next step, which is a job action.
The union says if a deal is not reached soon, it plans to hold a strike vote from September 8th to 14th. The NDP is calling on the province to impose a pay freeze for executives with the Saskatchewan Health Authority until a group of healthcare workers have a new agreement. The party's leader, Carla Beck, joined healthcare workers in Saskatoon today, calling for action. She says a recent annual report shows SHA executives received an annual pay increase of 6.1%, with some receiving increases of just over 13%, which she says works out to more than $28,000. She says those raises should be frozen until workers represented by CUPE 5430, SEIU West, and SGEU, who have been without a pay raise since 2022, see a new deal.
Get these people a fair deal at the bargaining table. Let's stop the bleeding in our broken healthcare system. To the people of the province, I say this: we will not stop fighting to deliver the change that you so desperately need and deserve, and that these workers deserve.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority says any out-of-scope salary increases are the result of progression within existing pay bands, which have not increased since 2022. It adds the steps have been taken to reduce financial liability around vacation, and that salaries reported in the SHA's annual report may also have reflected the payout for unused vacation time, not salary increases. A Saskatchewan man's leg had to be amputated after it was caught in a grain conveyor. The Cronow Fire Department confirming the incident happened in the RM of Lejourde yesterday afternoon when firefighters were dispatched to the Lejourde Inland Terminal. STARS was called to the scene and took the man to hospital. Lejourde is southeast of Regina. Conservative House Leader Andrew Scheer says his party will support the Canada-US trade deal if the Prime Minister is able to deliver on his promise of a better deal for Canada.
It sounds like Canada has given up, Mark Carney's given away quite a few concessions. If he comes back with a deal that includes no tariffs on Canadian manufacturing, steel and aluminum, then obviously we'd be supportive of that.
Scheer is reacting to the yet-to-be-finalized trade deal on CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan today. He says he's keeping an eye on the dairy, steel and aluminum portions of the agreement because they have potentially big impacts on our province and his riding. You can stream the full interview with Scheer now on our website or on YouTube. Saskatchewan's harvest is off to a little bit of a slow start thanks to cooler than average weather, humidity, thunderstorms and scattered rain. While some areas welcomed the moisture, others had harvest windows cut short by morning humidity. Harvest progress is lagging behind the 5-year average, with the Southwest furthest ahead at 9%. Some producers say warmer temperatures are still needed to top off growth. Southeastern Saskatchewan had the heaviest rainfall last week, some areas topping out at more than 100 millimeters. A group of thieves at a Saskatchewan park is keeping campers on their toes. This is believed to be one of the sly suspects. Great Blue Heron Provincial Park, northwest of Emma Lake, says 5 foxes are sneaking into campsites and stealing shoes. It's become such an issue, the park has put up these bins specifically for recovered abandoned footwear.
Well, they seem to have good taste. They really like Birkenstocks, but honestly, it's just about anything.
As of this week, about 70 shoes are waiting to be reunited with their owners. Another big name in music got added to the list of performers for the upcoming CCMA Awards in Saskatoon.
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Alt folk band The Strumbellas will hit the stage at the CCMA Awards at SaskTel Centre on September 19th. Joining the Strumbellas will be Thelma and James, Nate Holler, High Valley, and Tennille Towns. The event will air on CTV. When we come back, another free art day, this time in September. Jasmine finds out what's in store for the next free art day at the Man Art Gallery.
I am at the Man Art Gallery with Gallery Operations Manager Lindsay, and we are going to find out what's happening at September's Free Art Day. So when and where is it, I guess? Let's start off real simple.
Yeah, so September's Free Art Day is going to be September 12th here at the Man Art Gallery in our education studio, and it's going to be between 12 and 4, open for all ages. Everyone is welcome to come in, no fee or anything for that. So you can head right in, and our theme for September is going to be water light paintings. So it'll be a really fun day of exploring kind of light and water reflections like on the wall as sort of inspiration for making art and making drawings, and it's also quite meditative, which I love. Even the sound of water, so experimenting a little bit with that. So it's going to be a pretty interesting day.
When you're talking about experimenting with that, what does the physical process of that look like?
Well, we're still kind of experimenting and working out how we're going to play with that, but it might be involving kind of like bowls of water and light or flashlights kind of projected through that, and it could be some food coloring in the water or different ways to play with how the light can be cast through there. So still kind of experimenting with how that's going to play out, but looking forward to seeing how that's going to something we can bring to the public that's a little bit different.
So if you want to find out, you're going to have to go. With this free art day, do you usually use water kind of as a subject, or where did that come from?
This is something we haven't done at a free art day before, so it's new for us, but it's just kind of trying to take a different approach with different materials than we normally would. We usually offer all sorts of drawing and painting tools for these, and clay, and lots of collage and different mediums in the 2D, and so it's interesting to expand from that and sort of look at things differently, how we can use light or things that aren't necessarily material to create art as well.
With this free art day, what level of art experience do you think it's for? Not for necessarily, but to feel comfortable coming in. Like, does someone want to have a little bit of an art background, or?
It's actually, we love to have it open to people of all backgrounds and all levels of experience. So if you've been practicing art for 50 years, or if you're just brand new to it, or brand new to the city, or anything like that, we totally welcome you to come. And it's great to just have these conversations between people of different backgrounds and try something new. You don't have to be good. It's just fun to get out there and try something different and get a little inspired, and absolutely welcome for anybody to come.
Is it drop-in?
It is drop-in, yeah. You can feel free to RSVP on our website too, but there's no need. You can feel free to just drop in anytime between 12 and 4 that day.
If someone's looking to find out more information, what's your website address?
Yeah, it'll just be manartgallery.ca, and all of our events are up there, and we'll keep updating that as we go through the year. So feel free to also join our newsletter too, and we can send out more updates throughout the year too.
What would you say to encourage someone to go to maybe their first free art day?
I would say come by, just introduce yourself, and we'd love to get to know you and find out a little bit about your story. And if you don't know anybody, at least you will know me. And so feel free to come by and we can introduce you to some people, and just we welcome you to come, and there's no pressure at all, so it should be a fun day.
All right, come say hi to Lindsay at Free Art Day this September. All right, thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a look at weather with Jeff when we return, and promising results from a trial for a cancer vaccine to treat melanoma. All right, Jeff, with the heat returning, that means those bingo dabbers are going to be returning on the major cities again on our map.
Yes, indeed. Those bingo daubers are certainly dabbers. There you go. Either way, they are indicative of nothing more than the radar being faked out. But the radar that hasn't been faked out is the one tracking this series of little impulses, some active weather moving in from Alberta. We expected, a portion of Alberta, a goodly chunk of Saskatchewan and parts of Manitoba to be under the threat of possibility of some thunderstorms, but non-severe in nature. That's certainly what's going to be happening. And we can certainly see this situation as it slides into Saskatchewan. And it's going to be the kind of thing where as we make our way into the overnight, we could see some spotty showers. But all in all, a high is building in after that, so we don't anticipate much in the way of rain tomorrow. So here's the computer modeling. You can certainly see those storms sliding out of Saskatchewan. And then we get into tomorrow, there's hardly anything there. There's a tiny, and I mean tiny chance of some pop-up showers in parts of Saskatchewan, but they are really isolated. And we don't anticipate much of a windy day, so Friday is looking pretty pleasant. Here we go with the forecast. Overnight temperatures dropping down to 8 in Spiritwood, 9 in the Battlefords, 10 in Candle Lake, the same for Birch Hills, Rostern, and Nipawin at 11, and 10 in Melfort. Many of these locations dealing with clearing skies and some fog patches showing up, so keep that in mind if you're out and about early tomorrow morning. Might be some visibility issues. But once we get into the heart of tomorrow, mainly sunny and 23 for Spiritwood, mainly cloudy in the Battlefords, but 25 degrees. Mainly sunny and 24 degrees in Candle Lake, the same for Birch Hills and Rostern and Nipawin. Melfort, big time sunshine and 23 degrees, pretty much seasonal for Melfort this time of August. For the Prince Albert area, a good chance of showers tonight with a risk of a thunderstorm, and the winds backing off in the overnight period. And as you can see, we anticipate some fog patches showing up. 11 is the overnight temperature in Prince Albert. And then rolling into Friday, well, we've got ourselves 24 degrees with mainly sunny skies, winds from the northwest at 20 kilometers an hour. That might be sort of a welcome breeze there given the temperature of 24 degrees. And then 27 on Saturday, 29 on Sunday. Monday, we're looking at a chance of showers, a decent chance of showers. And if it does show up, we're thinking about, less than 5 millimeters of rain. But it comes with a risk of a thunderstorm, a high of 22, so that's below seasonal. But then the temperatures start rebounding, 23 degrees on Tuesday, Wednesday 24, and the same on Thursday, but a bit more cloud cover on Thursday as compared to Wednesday.
All right, Jeff, and now you guys with lawns, as I'm not one of those, so I don't get to mow my lawn, but you just mentioned that you haven't been mowing the lawn very often this summer?
Well, no, not so much this summer, just I would say within the last month, the last 3 weeks or so, it just hasn't been growing that much. So, yeah, there was no need to really get out there and hammer it down. But I think in the last 3 weeks, I've maybe mowed it twice, tops.
You might need some protein powder. Sprinkle that on.
No, we're good. We're good with it not growing so fast.
There you go. All right, Jeff. Well, the Riders' defense is moving on after giving up 16 points in the final quarter Saturday against Hamilton.
Tries to step up and take off, wanted to dump it off, and now just calls his own number and Trey Ford doing Trey Ford things.
Trey Ford came into the game and led a Tiger Cats comeback with 151 yards in the air and 40 on the ground. The Riders say they didn't make the right adjustments when Ford came in. Looking ahead to Sunday's matchup with the Lions, the team says the challenge doesn't get any easier with the most outstanding player from last year, Nathan Rourke, taking snaps. That game is Sunday at 5 o'clock. A major development in the world of innovative medical treatments, U.S. biotech giant Moderna is sharing positive trial results for a new experimental cancer vaccine targeting the deadliest form of skin cancer, melanoma. Moderna and Merck are developing the treatment together. It relies on mRNA technology, the same used in COVID vaccines. The cancer shots are designed based on each patient's tumor, and they're designed to teach the immune system to recognize the unique genetic fingerprint of their cancer. The companies say when paired with an existing immunotherapy, the new vaccine treatment helped reduce the risk of cancer returning or spreading further. They said they plan to present the full study results at an upcoming international medical meeting, but there's no timeline on applying for regulator approval in the States. All right, Jeff, we're getting close to the weekend, but imagine your workday was like this.
It's raining corn. Hallelujah.
The Guinea Pig Sanctuary in Salisbury, Massachusetts cares for 350 to 400 guinea pigs on any given day. The sanctuary also offers boarding for owners who go on vacation, and they work to rehome them when they can. Now, Jeff, guinea pigs apparently need to be adopted in pairs because they're such social animals, but this is making me wonder, and I don't know, were you one of those school classes that had a guinea pig in your class or in the one of the school classrooms?
I was about to play the old guy card, but no, we didn't have that. It's like, in my day. No, but we didn't have any, we did not have a classroom pet because I know that was something in other places.
Other places, but I had never, ever heard that they would have a pair. Usually it would just be the one, and so I'm wondering all those poor
guinea pigs are being tortured.
Yeah, that's probably, there's probably a cartoon movie in there somewhere about breaking out of the...
Don't tell anybody, come on, keep it on the down low, we'll sell it to Disney.
Exactly, yeah.
Then there'll be a live action version that no one will want to see.
You'd have to survive on all the apples that get given to the teachers and never eaten, and all the other interesting things you can find in a classroom.
Exactly, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. I never had a guinea pig. You never had one as a pet?
No, I never did, no. Goldfish is as far as it went, buddy.
Yeah, okay, I had one of those.